Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. This is the National Football League. And the New Orleans Saints taking on Sam Darnold and the Carolina Panthers.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us in downtown New Orleans at the Caesars Superdome. Today we've got an NFC South matchup between the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. With me, as always, Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at a matchup like this. It's really the running backs that may take center stage here today.
And in today's football, they're still valuable, not just as runners, but guys who can catch the ball as well. It's really the number of touches that determines things these days.
Kicker for the Saints, Will Lutz, has it teed up, and here we go from New Orleans. Taking it about the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by Sam Darnold in his 5th year now out of USC.
And the thing with Sam Darnold is we know the skill set is there. May not be the most mobile or strongest arm quarterback in the league, but usually plays with really good poise and at his best, like a point guard in basketball, able to move around and distribute the rock.
Darnold going to throw right away. Flush to his right, and he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. That'll give him 8 that time, and it'll be 2nd and a couple.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Darnold, and his throw's going to be incomplete.
But they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Here's Foreman. And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. They're led out by a 3-time Pro Bowler, owner of over 35,000 passing yards in 11 seasons, the veteran Andy Dalton. Dalton, 1st and 10. Johnson's got it complete. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender. But the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. And Dalton to throw. There's Chris Olave. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them a 3-and-out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
On 2nd and 9, Dalton. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
A first down throw coming for Dalton. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Kamara up the middle. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Here's Dalton. This is Smith with a grab. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
Well, no question, this is exactly how they wanted to start this football game. And nice pass there. Now they're set up beautifully, Charles, to finish this off with a touchdown.
Yeah, but they've still got to finish it off, partner, and that means they've got to execute at this stage of the field. So we've seen many teams march it right to the goal line and not cash in. They've got something dialed up here that puts it in the end zone.
1st and goal from the 6. Now Dalton. Tries the left side and finds Olave. Touchdown, Saints. Chris Olave from 6 yards away. And the Saints will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3-and-out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3-and-out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stuff it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. They got it done.
Will Lutz on for the point after. And it's good as the Saints have a 7-0 lead. So that drives 7 plays in length.
And it was Chris Olave who finished things off with a touchdown.
to the touchdown. Lutz to kick it off. On the return, Andre Roberts from his end zone. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out there, a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Darnold. He'll find his man, Terrace Marshall, complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Darnold now to throw. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Well, it certainly doesn't matter if it's been through the air like on this play or on the ground. I don't know what's going on with this defense. In a sense, they've been AWOL on this drive so far. 3 plays, 3 first downs given up. They've got to find the answers, and they've got to find them quick.
Darnold on first down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Now Foreman. They get just a yard back there, and now they'll be looking at a tough 3rd and 15.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Eddie Pinheiro on now. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. This is up and good from Pinheiro. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So from an offensive perspective, at least able to get on the board here right in front of the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, now it's time to talk about complementary football, isn't it? Because if the defense can force a 3-and-out, there could be enough time on the clock that they can get the ball back for their offensive guys and maybe put some more points on the board before the half.
After the field goal, on to kick it away is Pinheiro. taken at the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Getting ready to go again. Here's Andy Dalton marching back onto the field. 5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route, too. So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. So Dalton now. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Brian Burns flying in there and dropping him for the sack. Two minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Dalton. They'll get this out to Kamara. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 43. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. From midfield here, Dalton. Under pressure, they got him again. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Kamara try the right side. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down. Back deep here, Andre Roberts. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
The Panthers going to go back on offense here late in this first half. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. On 1st and 10, Darnold. For Marshall, that's complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. Here's Darnold. That pass complete to Moore. So nothing doing there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Throwing again on 2nd down. Darnold. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
A lot of times it's that first read that you had. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. To throw is Darnold. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we've reached intermission here in a low-scoring game. 7-3 is our score. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, BG, thanks very much. And welcome one and all to our beautiful new downtown Orlando studios for this EA Sports Halftime Report. This game's had a little bit of everything thus far and certainly plenty to look forward to as the teams are right back out there for the second half. So we'll get right back out there as well, as we'll turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Set now to go for the 3rd quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. Fields it right around the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the 3rd quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Dalton here from the gun. This one taken in by Olave. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. To throw here, Dalton. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn: find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture. The fumble on first down. Now here's 2nd down. Again, it's Kamara. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 40. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Play fake. Here's Dalton. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Running from the gun, Johnson. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Here's Dalton. The pass caught by Olave. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers 16. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Saints take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And the capper came from Alvin Kamara on the touchdown run. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Here's Roberts to bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the 2nd half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Escaping the pressure right. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Give the sack to David Onyemata, the product of Nigeria by way of Canada. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now following the sack, Darnold and Carolina left with a 3rd and long. Back to throw here. He gets this one to Hubbard, complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. first down, Darnold. He's got a man. That's Marshall. We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Second and 4. Darnold. He'll find his man, Laviska Shenault. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 36. That one good for 16 as the drive continues.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
So in Saints territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 36. Darnold to throw again, and that is incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now it's Darnold. Checks this down to Hubbard. And he'll be brought down at the 27. The Panthers on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They're looking at third and a few inches. A carry for Foreman. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory. Backed up, in good situation, it didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
Now for the field goal try, here's Eddie Pinheiro. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
After the field goal, on to kick it away is Pinheiro. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. The field goal we just saw has us now at a 1-score game, and on this side of the football, things are getting pretty tenuous, a little stressful.
Blood pressure up a little bit, you think?
I think up a lot a bit.
Could you imagine taking the pulse right now? It might be like a jackhammer out there on that side of the ball. But here's what the deal is. I think what we've observed is a team that's been playing not to lose as opposed to playing to win. And they've got to get back to that. And that means opening things up again, being a little more free in what they're trying to get done on offense.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Trying to run down some clock with Kamara. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. All right, here's Dalton. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Here comes the Saints punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. So Darnold and the Panthers now down 14-6, 1:47 on the clock. They need a touchdown and, of course, the 2-point conversion as well. Darnold. He finds his man, complete. It's Hubbard. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
That gets them the 1st down, but they've still got to move quickly here.
Here's Darnold. Flushed out right. Pass complete, Thomas. And they're going to get this up to midfield. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now Darnold. He finds his man, complete. It's Marshall. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 29-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
Brandon, it's okay what they're doing right now. Still able to work the middle of the field, but you know sooner or later they're going to have to stop the clock.
The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Darnold to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Hubbard. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Hey, you got your 1st down. Get up to the line of scrimmage and spike it.
Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Darnold. Steps away to his left. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And the Panthers are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. Partner, what a finish to this one. I mean, this offense, they had it down there inside the red zone. but ultimately couldn't execute that final snap to find the end zone.
Yeah, and they're going to walk away from this one, and you know what's going to go through their heads the entire time until they get to play again. If we could only have that final snap to do over one more time, maybe with a different play call.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Saints are winners here as we say so long from New Orleans.